Alright, you guys, I hope everybody's good. I'm a little cold, but I'm good. I said I was going to get this out yesterday or today, and I slept through yesterday, so I guess that leaves today. I've got the normal 5 topics to hit, plus I found a couple of bonus topics after I had already hit the 5 that triggers the muse. So I'm gonna throw those in as well. I hope that everybody's good. And before I get started here, I do want to just let y'all know that the Friday freestyle for January will drop um, the 29th of January, or if I sleep through, if I'm off that day, cross your fingers, if I sleep through, um, the 30th. So be on the lookout for that. And with that said, we're gonna get into some news topics here. Now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and to the news topics here. Um, Bookend um, this news with um, my bonus topics. So I'm gonna start with the death of Alan Rickman. I was very sad to hear this. Anybody that doesn't know Alan Rickman's work um, should um, search YouTube or Netflix or something with um, for his work, because he's done a ton of movies. He's mostly well known for playing Hans Gruber, the villain in the original Die Hard with Bruce Willis, and of course the Harry Potter movies for playing Professor Severus Snape. Um, but he's done a whole lot of other great stuff as well. Um, and his legacy lives on through the Die Hard and the Harry Potter and all of his other work. Um, you know, so um, rest in peace, Alan Rickman. Thank you for all the entertainment over the years, and um, the legacy left behind will live on forever. Okay, now I got that bonus topic out the way. We're gonna save the second bonus topic for the end here, because I said I was gonna bookend these things. Okay, so where do we want to go next? Ah, okay. Um, the um, December 28th episode of Raw ran something very rare. That would be an angle that actually got so over. It got picked up by TMZ and um, the NYPD. So basically, what happened is they ran this angle where Vince is being Vince. Saying I'm bigger than life, and um, gets pissed off and puts his hand on this cop and um, gets arrested. Um, well, the angle was so well executed that um, the mugshot that was taken as part of the angle got picked up on TMZ. Twitter went nuts. Um, the NYPD started getting calls from people. I don't know what they were saying, but it was funny because the NYPD got so many calls from people, they had to send out a tweet saying, hey, don't bug us, it's part of the show, basically. And, you don't see angles like that very often these days. So the fact that um, you, you shoot an angle that gets over to that point is just awesome, because that's like some 1980s shit right there. Um, so, big ups to them for that. I love that angle. I told Becca, I said, nah, this is what you want. You want an angle to get over so much that people buy in and they forget that it's all show. Or even if they remember it's all show, they still buy in. And I'd say, based on the amount of uproar that was caused by this, the angle pretty much got over. So, well done on the execution to WWE. And, let's try not to run one of those every couple of years. Let's start trying to run more of those. I wish that all of the angles that they run, shitty or not, could be as well executed as that one was, because, um, like I said, that makes the show fun to watch, and hearing stories like this just reminds me of, um, you know, stories that Jim Cornette would tell about, you know, um, angles in, the NWA in the 80s before I started watching, and, like, that my grandmother would tell me, and, you know, angles in world class with the Von Erichs, and, people just, people thought that wrestling back then was the real shit, would cause riots to try to save the heels, and, um, you know, heels ended up having to travel with, like, guns in their cars, because, the people were so into it and thought it was so real that they were going to try to kill them or whatever. Jim Cornette has told many, many stories about that, and, so good on you for the execution. And I'd say, if you were looking for to create buzz and for the angle to get over, it most certainly did. So, good good work on the execution and getting that over. Next, please. Take this off. Okay. Now, my job requires me to do a lot of things. It requires me to listen to somebody bitch for 5 minutes, or shop for somebody for what seemed like an hour. It also requires me to know how to diffuse certain situations. The one thing that wasn't ever and has never been in my job description is having to literally walk somebody through the process of composing a motherfucking email. Let me explain to y'all how this happened. We had a lady call in. I forget when this was because it's been a while. But we had a lady call in and had some questions about a possible return, but she wanted to send the pictures and things, so they could see that she wasn't making it up. So she calls in. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's fine. I'll I'll get you the email address. I gave her the email address, and she's like, no, oh, I see that you can, and then it dawned on me about halfway through. I'm like, wait, you can actually send an email through the website, and if you go to the items page that you're trying to return, there's a little envelope there. You click on that, it brings up a thing, you fill it out with your details, and customer service gets back to you within about 48 hours. I had to walk somebody through this. It was self-explanatory, for fuck's sakes. I literally had to tell her to go to to the item, get on the internet, go to the items page. I said, you see the little envelope there? Yep. Okay, click it. Okay, I clicked it. Now what do I do? Now this is where it gets pretty self-explanatory. There is a name, email address, question field, and then there is a drop down about, what you may have a question about. So I walked her through all this. I told her, I said, now that we got all that, all you need to do is attach the pictures that you'd like to send, put your original order number in the subject line, and just give them a little brief description so that when they call you, or when they email you back or call you or whatever they're going to do, they can give you correct instructions on what to do. Y'all, I had to walk her completely through that. Once she got all that done, she's like, okay, now what do I click? You see the send button? Yes. Do me a favor, click on that. She clicked on it and read back, email's been sent. I said, there you go. It took 10 minutes. It should have only taken 2. Because I had to walk her through that. Never in the history of my job have I ever had to literally walk somebody through from beginning to end how to compose an email, right down to what you put in the subject or the body of the email. Tell you what, guys, it kind of gives me pause and makes me worry about humanity. Ugh. Only a cornerstone, guys. Only a cornerstone. Alright, let's take that one off since we got through that one. Alright, next we're going to do a shout out to Ken Griffey Jr. He walked into the Hall of Fame, which everybody knew he was going to do, based on his body of work. Everybody knew he was going to do it. He broke the record for votes. There were 440 ballots. He appeared on 437 of them, so that translates to 99.3%. Whoever the 3 were that didn't vote for him, fuck y'all. What are y'all looking at? It should have been unanimous in my book, but anyway, congratulations to him. Well-deserved honor. And I believe that makes him the only guy, I think anyway, and somebody can correct me on this if I'm wrong, to be in 3 different Halls of Fame. Because he's in the Reds Hall of Fame, Mariners Hall of Fame, and now the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, big ups to Ken Griffey Jr. on that. Thanks for the career. Thanks for the time in Cincy. I love watching you, even when you were in Seattle and with the White Sox. And, well-deserved, big man, well-deserved. Alright, let's take that one off. I'm gonna skip that one because I'm gonna skip this next one for second to last because it's gonna just make me angry. And I ain't trying to end on, not trying to be angry. Okay. We've probably all heard about the whole Tamir Rice thing. He's a 12-year-old Chicago kid that got shot. Didn't have a weapon or anything, by a Chicago cop. Well, his mother recently came out and said she was disappointed that LeBron James didn't step up and say anything, condemn anything or say anything about his death. Okay, first of all, I understand that athletes and celebrities, we would like them to be socially conscious people and, come out and stand on issues and things like that. But let's be real. LeBron James is a basketball player. He don't have time to be worrying about, the injustice done to your son. I believe there was an injustice done there, but he doesn't have time to be speaking up about it. He's got, enough to worry about in the middle of an NBA season than, you being pissed at him for not saying anything about your son's death. It's not his responsibility to stand up and take a stand about that. And everybody that says, "Oh, well, he should have did that," would it have been nice if he would have? Yes, but do I condemn him for it or not? No, because it's not his job. So get off of LeBron on that, yo. That's not his job to be doing that. So that's my whole deal on that. Alright, I think that leaves us with these last two topics here. I saw a story the other day that was a local story. There was a kid in the hospital at Children's Hospital here. Nurse went in to check on her, found the child's mother, dead on the floor with a needle sticking out her arm, dead from a heroin overdose. Went into the bathroom of the room, found the kid's father, unconscious but still alive, with a needle sticking out of his arm, heroin overdosing. Okay, now I understand that heroin is becoming an epidemic, and it's hard to, it's a hard habit to break once you get it. But how fucked up do you have to be shooting dope in your sick child's hospital room? Really though, seriously, if you're gonna do that shit, at least go away from the child. Because now that child doesn't have a mother, and I would suspect that before this happened, she really didn't have a mother because drugs kind of take over there. And the father, I believe, is in jail. So she has no father, no mother, being taken care of by, family, I guess. And she's lost both of her parents over stupidity. Why you would do this in your child's hospital room is beyond me. Then again, I've never really been a drug addict, so I don't know. Oh, and I loved it when, the family came out and said, "Oh, this was a perfect loving couple." Bullshit. If you're shooting heroin in your child's hospital room and dying there with her in the room, this is not a perfect loving family to me. Fuck that. No. don't think so. I just hope that child finds some peace somewhere. And whoever's taking care of her stays away from all that shit. That child's been through enough already. Okay. Now for the last bonus topic. There is a radio station that here in Cincinnati that does Bengals games, and in the week leading up to last week's debacle, embarrassment, whatever you want to call it, they had ran a parody of what they called a Big Ben warning, basically alluding to, if you're a woman, hide. If you're a man, stay close to your woman. Because Ben's coming after her, and basically making making light of the allegations that were brought against Ben Roethlisberger a few years ago for sexual assault. Which, by the way, were dropped because one accuser said she was lying, and the other one didn't want to press charges anyway. So both of those were dropped. He was never convicted. So, as far as that goes, I would question the credibility of witness goes. But for them to do that, I saw this before I actually listened to it because, the radio stations all around town were kind of posting it all over Facebook and whatever. Didn't pay attention to it, didn't even listen to it. Then TMZ picked it up. I'm like, oh shit, must be something big if TMZ is picking it up. So I listened to this. And basically, I was floored. I thought that it was classless. It was so absurdly beyond classless. I don't even know what to say. I get that you were trying to parody something and that you were trying to be funny, but sexual assault and allegations of same isn't funny. And yet I saw no apology from anyone from the station for doing it. Hell, I even saw people, cheering it on. So, what I did, I basically said, I went and I clicked on it and I commented, which I don't really ever do on national stuff because it kind of opens you up to get lit up. And believe me, I got lit up. But I said, that's tasteless, that's classless. I don't agree with it. It's just, not everybody in society feels this way. And I basically apologized, even though I didn't really have to, because I didn't do it. Dude, I got so much shade thrown at me for that. But hey, it was the right thing to do. I took the shade, man, because it was the right thing to do. If you're gonna parody something, that's one thing. But there are things that you don't want to parody. Allegations of sexual assault, drug use, all that good stuff, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to do that. Stay away from that. Be better than that. If you want to accuse me of selling out my Bengals. Not what I was doing, not what I was standing up for, but go ahead. I'm taking the shade. I continue to take shade for it. It's not right. Why did I stand up? Same reason I stood up for that Muslim little girl. Right fucking thing to do. That said, I'ma say I love y'all. Thanks for listening. And I'll be back later, some point with more stuff. And